Hi, in this video I'm going to go through a few different types of more difficult solving equation problems, and these problems involve fractions, and they involve fractions in different ways. So on this first screen here you can see the three problems we're going to do. The first problem is 2x over 3 plus 5 equals 9. The second one is similar, very similar, all the same numbers, but it's 2x plus 5, all of that is over 3 equals 9. And then the third problem is a little bit different. It's x over 4 plus 5 over 6 equals 2 over 3. So the first thing we want to point out is kind of the difference between these three problems. All right, so in this first problem, there's a plus 5, okay, as a divided by 3, just like in the second problem. The only difference is, in the first problem, the plus 5 is totally separate from that first fraction. It's three terms here, 2x over 3 plus 5 equals 9. Versus in number 2, really it's only two terms. It's this big 2x plus 5 over 3 equals 9. Okay, and so another way to think of that second problem here is that there are actually parentheses around the top and around the numerator. Okay, the third problem has three different denominators, 4, 6, and 3. Okay, so let's write down the first problem. I'm going to get to a new screen here. Alright, so take a second to write down 2x over 3 plus 5 equals 9. Right, so in this problem here, again, I'm solving for x, so my goal is to get the x alone. In order to do that, on this one, because the 5 is separate from the fraction, I have to subtract that first. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Right, and so now I'm going to get 2x over 3 equals 4. Okay, now there's a couple ways you can go on from here. My favorite way is to kind of break this into two steps, because I like to think of this as I need to undo dividing by 3 and I need to undo multiplying by 2. So I like to undo the 3 first, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. That's going to cancel those out, and now I have 2x equals 12, and then I can divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 6 as my answer. Okay, so notice in this problem, kind of the big key is that we subtracted 5 first. Okay, we subtracted 5 first. Now let's look at the second. So take a moment to write down 2x plus 5 over 3. Just a single fraction where the numerator is 2x plus 5 over 3 equals 9. Okay. In this one, I cannot subtract 5 first because it's stuck in the numerator, right? So my move has to be to get rid of this denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 first. Okay. Multiply both sides by 3. We'll cancel the 3's on the left side. So then I get 2x plus 5 equals 27. And now I can solve it like a regular equation. Subtract 5. So I get 2x equals 22. And then I can divide by 2. And we get x equals 11. Okay, so you'll notice on this one, the first thing we did was multiply by 3 first. Okay. Finally, let's look at number 3. Number is a separate type of problem. All right, those first two were kind of related. This one is separate. All right, so x over 4 plus 5 over 6 equals 2 over 3. With this kind of problem, what we need to do is get common denominators for everything. So I have to look at my three denominators, 4, 6, and 3, and I need to think about the number that I could, the common factor that I can multiply all these to get to. All right, so 4, 6, and 3 all go into 12. That's my least common denominator. So I need to make each of these fractions something out of 12. So in the first one, I will multiply by 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3. In the second fraction, I got to multiply by 2. So I multiply by 2 over 2. And in the third fraction, I need to multiply by 4. So I multiply by 4 over 4. Alright, that's going to create 3 fractions where the denominator is 12 in all of them. So let's rewrite this. It's now 3x over 12 plus 10 over 12 equals 8 over 12. Okay. Now what I can do, right, is actually cancel out the denominators. All the denominators are 12, so I'm going to go through and I can multiply the whole equation by 12. Right? And when I distribute that 12 to all three, each 12 gets canceled out. And I'm just left with this nice easy equation, 3x plus 10 equals 8. Subtract 10 from both sides. 3x equals negative 2. And then when I divide both sides by 3, I get x equals negative 2/3. Alright, well, hopefully this video was helpful for solving equations that have fractions in them. Thanks for watching.